Nothing wrong in the way the calculations were done by UNDP in New York, but there's plenty wrong with what has been done in India by the NITI Aayog. I think that's really the difference. And there is no difference between Surjit and I in regard to our view of the MPI. The MPI is essentially a conceptually flawed index. So let me begin with that, because what the government is attempting to do, very unfortunately, is to set up the MPI as an index as opposed to the consumption poverty. The government's not collected data on consumption poverty. And we are now going through a consumption expenditure survey in 22-23 and in 23-24, for which we will get the data in sometime in 25. And the problem with the MPI, let me just say, is the following, conceptually. You see, you look at the various types of 10 indicators that go in, and the government has added on 2 more to benefit its own possible outcomes. Look at the education one. They are sort of output and process indicators. The health ones are outcome indicators. But the basic amenities one are all input indicators. You know, conceptually, statistically, you cannot bring together into one index four types of indicators: input, output, process, and outcome. Point 1. Point 2, the government, in its estimation of the number of people that were declared as having been raised above the poverty line between 2015-16 and 19 and 20, had itself made a mistake or made a deliberate mistake in order to inflate the numbers that are supposed to have been pulled up. People have been pulled up above the poverty line, this so-called MPI poverty line, no question. I agree entirely. Final point about, projecting from 2019 data all the way to 2023, when COVID intervened in between, is assuming that the education outcomes were not impacted by COVID. For 2 years, children were not attending school, and school attendance is one of the indicators of the NITI Aayog. I mean, for God's sake, are you seriously saying that the attendance is not happening, and that's not going to impact the outcomes into the future? And Surjit feels that there is no problem with projecting onwards from 19 to 20 to 21 to 22 to 23, because only half the states were captured in the 2019 data. And again, the next half was captured in 2021. You are again projecting, beyond COVID years for 22, 23. So there is a host of problems with the MPI, and unfortunately, the government is just selling a narrative, and it's unfortunate. It's very sad.